Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to This Week in Marketplace. I'm your host, Eddie from Brickrod Garage. I have an obsession with Marketplace. I'm always scouring it, trying to find the craziest vehicles to share with you guys across all the platforms on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X, Twitter, whatever it's called now. And YouTube's been my biggest issue because I can't make shorts for it. So I thought it'd be fun to make a show like this where I can just highlight some of the favorite ones I find throughout the week. First up, we have a 1952 Willys. It's sitting on an 08 Impala chassis. It's AC and front wheel drive. And the seller's asking $10,000 for it. Now, this is a chassis swap Willys, and I know some people don't like chassis swaps. I'm a huge fan of them because you get modern convenience with the old school look. And the livery on this thing is pretty awesome. It's got this old school race car livery on it, and it looks really good. I mean, look at this thing. Look how beautiful this thing is. And then there it is right there, ladies and gentlemen, your 5.3 LS engine. I believe this is an LS4 because that's the front wheel drive one. And if you guys do not watch Hot Rod Garage, you need to look up the episode where Lucky and Tony, when he was on the show, did the Twin Impala, where they took two of these motors and made an all-wheel drive Impala with basically just cutting off the front end one and putting it in the back end. The car was crazy. But this one is just a normal one, so it just has the one engine, obviously. So I think this would be a lot of fun. And they kept the modern interior, which I know people that do chassis swaps, there's two schools of thought when it comes to chassis swap. You literally gut it and put the older interior in, or you put the modern interior. I really like them both, but I'm leaning more towards the modern interior because it's just a little bit nicer. I know some people are like, oh, what's not that car? A lot of times, though, they're taking two cars that normally would have been scrapped out, and they're making something epic, kind of like my friends at Treadwear do. If you guys aren't following them, you should definitely go check them out because they build some epic chassis swap vehicles. But back to the Impala. So in this picture, as you can see that it is modern interior, and then they took it on Power Tour in 2014. So I'm not sure why it's been sitting or what the deal is, but a lot of times it's been 10 years now. So a lot of times these projects, people get bored and they want to move on to the next one. So it's got this cool kind of wide body look to it. And with the modern interior, for $10,000, the work alone that was done to this, I don't think this would be bad at all. Next, I've got a 1984 Ford LTL 9000 semi. This thing is awesome. And for me personally, I love these trucks because my dad had one of these when I was little. And if I can find a picture, I'll throw it up there for you guys. I should be able to find a picture for you guys. But this one is a 84 model. It's got a 60-inch walk-in sleeper with 13-speed, 24.5-inch Alcoas, New Way air ride, good candidate for a project or restoration, but also a good work truck. Bought it as a project, ran out of time and space. $7,500. The owner of this truck found me on TikTok because I shared it over there, and he's like, man, I love this truck. It's got a lot of potential. The only reason I'm selling is because I don't have time and I want somebody else to be able to enjoy it. This truck is a bucket list truck for me. I know that sounds crazy, but if you guys have followed the channel long enough, know that I like odd things, and my bucket list is severely different than most people. But like I said, my dad had one of these, and ever since he had one and had to get rid of it, I've always loved them. Like, my dad had it so long that it looked like that at one point, and then he fully painted it, restored it, and drove it a little while, then finally traded it in. So I've got a lot of memories in one of these trucks. It just reminds me of my childhood, and I would love to have one of these as a shop truck or tow rig. But let's get back to this one. I like the paint job. I don't think it would take a whole lot to make it back to that paint job. Overall, for $7,500, I really think it's a good deal. I mean, the truck looks like it's all there. Interior's a little rough. Like, see this, like it's showing its age. It's an 84. This thing is 40 years old. But all in all, it doesn't look bad for a 40-year-old semi. It looks really well. I mean, the door panels are all there. Yeah, the sleeper's a little rough, but actually, I guess for a 40-year-old semi, this thing is not bad at all. And if I had $7,500 in the room, I would probably snatch this thing up because like I said, this would be really cool to turn it into like a ramp truck or just restore and turn it into a tow rig. This past week, I got the opportunity to sit down with the 3rd gen Dodge Challenger and talk to it about what's going on. As you guys know, unfortunately, Dodge has killed the Challenger as we know it and is replacing it with something else. Let's watch this video of my interview with the 3rd gen Dodge Challenger. 3rd gen Dodge Challenger? How's it going?
Yeah, things aren't going so good. I was talking to Mustang over there, and he said that Dodge is shelving me again. There is no way they're going to shelf me again.
Challenger, unfortunately, Mustang wasn't just picking on you again, but unfortunately, this is the end of the line for you. A lot to be proud of. In 2015, you gave us the Hellcat with over 707 horsepower, and then in 2018, we're like, we're not done there. It's like a Billy Mays commercial. You came out the Demon with over 808 horsepower.
Well, yeah, you know, when you put it that way, I did come up with a lot of cool things with the Hellcat and the Demon, and yeah, I really shouldn't listen to the Mustang. He can't get any traction anyways, although people like to leave their bumper covers on me. But what else can you tell me about what? Is there a successor? There has to be a successor.
There is a successor, buddy. And I'm glad you're sitting down because it's called the Charger Daytona SRT EV. You're going all electric.
Wait, I'm going all electric? What? What, dear God, what have I done? What have I become? Wait, and it's not, I'm getting shelved and the Charger gets to hang out? You know, you give the automotive community 2 of the greatest models in the recent decades, and this is how they repay you? Why, Dodge? Why?
Yeah, I mean, there is a gas version supposedly coming with a straight 6 twin turbo Hurricane, and the Hemi's gone.
And the Hemi's gone? Why, Dodge? Why? Well, the twin turbos does sound pretty cool.
I know, guys, it's sad that the Challenger, as we know, it's gone, but like in the video you just saw, Dodge gave us some really awesome models, and I'm thankful that we got to experience. We can say we were a part of that generation that got to live and see the Hellcat, the Demon, and all the other things. And honestly, even just an RT Challenger with a 5.7 Hemi and the 6-speed manual, that car is a blast. It's not talked about a whole lot, and that's actually a car I would love to have. When I sold Dodges, I love just the RT, but everybody always wants the Scat Pack and the Hellcat and the Demon and all the bigger ones in the RT. But if you can just get an RT Challenger with a 6-speed, that car is still a blast. That's just my personal opinion. Next, I got a really fun one for you guys. A Mustang Drift Stang. This thing is pretty awesome. The owner doesn't want any trades. It's a Mustang Drift car. It's got a 4.6 2-valve T5 8.8 7.73 welded rear end, unknown mileage on the engine and trans, fresh bearings and seals in the rear end, less than 1,000 miles of suspension. Great seat time drift car, completely gutted and only 2,600 pounds. Has a clean title and is street legal, currently tagged and insured, full parts list in the pictures, comes with some extra wheels, and the owner's only asking $7,000 for this car. This car has a lot of potential, guys. For $7,000, Fox Body Mustangs, the price over the last couple years, actually last decade, has just gone from nobody wants them to everybody has to have them kind of price. It's like, dang. But they're fun little cars. They've got a lot of aftermarket support. And this one for $7,000, it's already got the stance kit, whatever it's called. I don't pretend to know. I know a little bit, but I don't know what it's called. Where the wheel angle kit. That's it, the wheel angle kit. So you can get those wide drifts, you know. I totally know what I'm talking about. But it's got these pretty wide angle kit in. If you look at these pictures, it's pretty epic. Here. It actually shows here in a minute. I don't think I saved that picture. There's a picture that shows the wheel off, but if you look at this picture right here, you can see that that is a lot further, that angle kit on there. I think that's what it's called. Don't quote me. Or you know what? Let me know in the comments what it's really called. I think it's called the angle kit because it's just designed to make the wheels kick out further. So when you're kicking the rear end out, it can spin further, I think. I've never drifted before. I like watching it though. But I think this car would be a blast for $7,000. And it's even got, look at this, it's got the NASCAR style exhaust. That's pretty awesome. The interior, as you see here, there's not a lot left in it. They made a custom dash, Got a cool little shifter in there and the handbrake. So for $7,000, I don't think it is a horrible deal at all. Up next, we have an OBS Chevy with an Escalade front clip. Guys, I love OBS Chevys. Always have, always will. I think they are one of the best looking trucks the Chevy ever came out with. I know that's everyone's comments are going to kill me. Well, there's better about the square bodies and the 6DC10s and all these things. I hear you. But just like all of you, we all have different memories of different cars. That's what makes car culture fun. We all have different things that we love. Mine is my dad had a 96 Silverado Z71. I learned how to drive in it. I blame my dad and Summit Racing being in my backyard / hometown for my car obsession. But let's get back to this OBS in the description here. It's got a 502 Whipple supercharged, custom cut Alcoas, 4 bucket seats, ready to tow or drive anywhere. Contact for more info. No, I don't want to trade for your crash race car, side-by-side motorcycle, and get permission from your mama, uncle, daddy, or whomever before you ask. I found something I want, and I have this just sitting in my shop, not being enjoyed. $20,000 is a fair price, so don't offer me 10. There's apparently 16,000 miles on the engine and trans. Just turned 170,000 miles, was built for towing, and then turned into a toy. They're asking $20,000 for this OBS Chevy. Guys, this is another thing that, like the Mustang before here, these OBS Chevys, the price in the last 5 to 6 years has gone insane. To find a OBS Chevy dually crew cab clean, you're looking anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000. And I know somebody's going to tell me that they have one or they know somebody that got one for $3,000. Yes, there are unicorns out there that you can get good deals on, but all in all, the OBS Chevys, the price has gone through the roof. To build this truck is going to cost you a whole lot more than $20,000 to buy it and do it. The wheels alone are probably $6,000 on this thing. They're custom cut Alcoa, so you get them off of a semi, send them to a shop, get them custom cut so they can fit regular street tires. Once again, that is my understanding of how that works. If somebody really knows how it works, wants to explain it to all of us, please do so in the comments. That would be greatly appreciated. So we all can learn together and become better and get more knowledge about how these things work. But it's got the Escalade front clip, and this custom two-tone paint job would have been one thing, but then they put the kind of green flames on there. This truck screams early 2000s, and I love it. And it's got, of course, I had an S10 Blazer that had these gauges or something similar, the blue light gauges. I remember when they came out in the early 2000s. They were so cool. Like this truck just, if you weren't there, this was the stuff that you wanted. You wanted the Escalade front clip on your OBS Chevy and the blue gauges. It was so cool because you could switch out the gauges so easily on these trucks. It was literally just, you took it off and put a cover over from it. It wasn't anything crazy. I did it on my S10 Blazer. I think mine had flames on it too. Those were the really cool ones. But this truck for $20,000, yes, $20,000 is a lot of money. It isn't something that you're just going to say, oh, I'm going to go buy it tomorrow. But if you're looking for a show truck, from that perspective, $20,000 is not bad at all. And for all the work done to this, unfortunately, he really doesn't have any interior photos. That's one of my kind of pet peeves and frustrations when I'm finding these marketplace trucks or cars or vehicles, whatever, is when they don't have a whole lot of pictures of like this. There's no interior pictures and there's no pictures under the hood that I remember. But if you're going to put a car in marketplace, put some interior pictures so we know what we're looking at, especially if you're going to ask $20,000 for an OBS Chevy. Yes, this thing is nice, but still, we want to see a little bit more before we inquire. Especially, I really shared this ad on Instagram because, for one, I love the truck, and two, the description is hilarious. Ask your mama, your daddy, your uncle permission before you even call me. And I get it. If you've ever tried to sell something on Marketplace, people will ghost you. They're like, is it available? Yes, it's available. Cricket, anything? No, nothing? Oh, cool. Nothing at all. All right, guys, we've come to the spot in the show that I'm going to call Creator Spotlight. And today, we're starting off Creator Spotlight with my good buddy, Daniel from Rev Garage. If you guys have been following for a long time, you know that he helped me pick up parts bin the 77 Chevy C12. I'll link that at the end of this video so you guys can watch that. On Valentine's Day, like 4 or 5 years ago, Daniel went with me to pick up the worst example of a C20. Like, this truck looked like it lived its life up north, but was here in North Carolina somehow. I think it was out in a field and somebody tried to restore it, and it was bad. It was like $500, and it was like, man, I'm going to use this to grow the channel. It's going to be awesome. And Daniel, being the good new friend, we'd only known each other, I think, for like a month. And he's like, yeah, man, let's go pick this thing up. So he went and picked it up with me. And as we picked it up, I was like, dude, you sure about this? I'm like, yeah, it's going to be fine. It wasn't fine. I ended up selling that truck to pay for the inspection of the house that I'm in now. So it all worked out. And now I have Heritage, my 1982 C10 here in North Carolina. So it all worked out in the end. But let's check in with Daniel and see what he's working on.
Hey, I'm Daniel from Rev Garage, and this is my latest project vehicle. Picked it up on Marketplace in West Virginia, drove to West Virginia from North Carolina and back with my wife and my daughter in less than 12 hours picking this thing up. It is a 1998 K2500 with a 6.5 Detroit diesel. It is a service truck, as you can see, and it has a little bit of rust, a lot of rust. The whole inside of the bed is rusted out, but we're gonna get that fixed. Heat, AC, all works on this thing, runs and drives great. Just got to get some things fixed. But what's better than one OSB service truck is 2 OSB service trucks. OBS, oh gosh, I said OSB. I work in construction, I'm a general contractor. That's why I said OSB. This is an OBS, sorry about that. So, 2 service trucks. This is a 97 1-ton 2-wheel drive regular cab. But we're going to take this service bed, fix it in the areas it needs to be fixed, put it on that truck, and swap out the axle and springs from the back of this and put it on the back of that, because that truck is going to be a tow and recovery rig to fix and find rusty rigs.
As you can see, Daniel's got a fun project with that new OBS service truck with that 6.5 Detroit in there. That truck is going to be a lot of fun, and I cannot wait for him to get working on it. I'm going to be over there helping him. But the funny thing is, Daniel only showed you a couple, that truck, and he's got so many more. He loves old Chevy. So if you guys love Chevy trucks, you need to give my buddy Daniel at Rev Garage a follow, because he is working on so many cool trucks and just a really good friend. Thank you, Daniel, for being our first creator spotlight. Up next, we have this Danger Ranger. Let's read this description so you guys can really appreciate all that's been done to this truck. And when I tell you the price, you're going to be like, what? Happy New Year. Let's try this again. This guy has obviously had problems with Marketplace before. 94 Ranger, body dropped 4 inches, new front end clip, tubbed upper and lower A-arms, all smoothed in, custom built frames, shortened rear end to fit 24s, laying on 24s, freshly built 302. Let's see, it's got March pulley system, low ride intake, MSD ignition, C4 trans, stainless steel exhaust, out the front bumper, telescoping drive shaft, 2-pump hydro suspension. Whole truck is 3/8 stainless steel hardline. X4 optimal batteries, 3 for suspension and start. Right-hand drive, Flaming River stainless steel steering column, custom steering wheel, clears 3/4 of an inch thickness, remote 8-inch brake system, lots of other things. $5,800. Don't lowball me. I've discounted this price already. Ladies and gentlemen, for $5,800, this truck is a steal. It has been body dropped. It's been shaved. It's a convertible. Yes, it needs a lot of work. But the amount of fabrication that's went into this truck, if you're looking to get into the mini truck scene, this is the truck right here. There's so much fabrication. Tilt front end, sitting on 24s. There's the exhaust coming out the bumper. It's got a 302. It's on a flatbed, so it's a project truck. So, that happens. But look at that. This thing is so cool. Yes, it needs finished up. You need to make, obviously, a doghouse for the trans tunnel. Guys, $1,500. This thing has got a lot of the hard work already done to it. And I love the right-hand drive of this. That's why I look at this kind of truck for. It's got a ton of potential. Ladies and gentlemen, last but certainly not least is this. Yes, this is a Stagecoach. Your eyes aren't deceiving you with the V8. Let's read this description so we can talk a little more about this. It's a custom Stagecoach on a T-bucket frame. It's got a small block Ford motor with this 3-speed automatic transmission open to offers for $5,000. Now, is this something you're going to drive every day? No. But if you're looking for something to promote a business or to do parades with, this would be a really fun option, and it's only $5,000. The really cool part is it looks like you can make the interior where people can still sit in it. If you look at these pictures, like, look, I'm pretty sure you can make somebody be able to sit in there, but the person still sits on top. This would be really fun if you wanted to do something like those videos where they do the Uber videos where they pick up people for Uber or Lyft. You could do some funny content. If you're looking for business promotion, something for parades, or something to build content, this could be potential for $5,000. It's not going to bust the bank. I'm not sure about the build quality, but I think this would be a lot of fun. All right, before I end this, let's talk about an upcoming event coming up in just a few weeks here in the US. Sick Week. Oh my gosh, this is the event I want to do so bad, and I'm hoping by next year or the year after that, at the latest, that I will be at this event with something. I don't know what I'll have, but I'm hoping to have something. For those of you guys that don't know, Sick Week is from January 28th till February 2nd, drag and drive event in the Southeast. And it's in the middle of January, so it's a fun place to be in the middle of January. The first day on the 28th is tech inspection and test and tune. And the second day, everybody's racing. And then from there, they have to drive over to Bradenton Motorsports Park in Bradenton, Florida, and do a day there, right next to the Freedom Factory. How fun would that be? And then they have to drive to Gainesville Raceway for day 3. And then after that, they are in South Georgia Motorsports Park for day 4. And then to end it off on day 5, they have to get back to Orlando Speed World. So this is an event that I've been following for the last couple of years. They've been doing it on YouTube. It looks like so much fun. And there's people that have basic cars to full-blown race cars. So no matter what you're drag racing, you get to go do this and have some fun. This is one of those things that my buddies and I talk about all the time, that we want to build a drag and drive car so we can go do these events just to go hang out with your friends. It doesn't have to be the craziest thing. It's about getting out there and having some fun with your buddies. Even if you don't win, how fun would it be to hit up 4 drag strips in 5 days? How fun would that be? Well, technically 5 because you hit the last one twice. The last one is the first one, the first one is the last one. Yeah. But this is an event that I want to do so bad. If you guys know of any upcoming events in the automotive world here in the US or anywhere in the world, let me know in the comments. I'll look it up so we can talk about it. Thank you guys so much for watching the first episode of Marketplace Finds. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have not already subscribed, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Share this with some friends. Leave some comments below, guys. We have a lot of content planned for 2024. We are so excited. We're doing Power Tour as a family. We're working on Heritage, my 1982 C10. And a lot of my friends are working on some really cool projects that we're going to go check out and help them with. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do my best. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching. And until next time, happy hunting, everybody.